My name is Liam O'Flaherty, and I was invited to present at the 2025 Saba mini convention held in Johannesburg. The theme of the convention was a road trip through South Africa. I used this Naka quote to create a series of paintings. The subject of the paintings are 6 bonsai that have highly inspired me in the past. I depicted the bonsais as trees to align with John Naka's quote. The trees are set in locations in South Africa where the species is naturally distributed. The paintings aren't supposed to be exact replicas of the bonsai, but only to be inspired by them to create almost a fantastic and dramatic glorification of these amazing trees in their environments. In this video, I will interview the growers of the trees and show you the paintings and tell you a little bit about the creative process behind creating them. Hope you enjoy it. Tree number 1 on my South African road trip starts very south of the country, being the River. The tree that I chose was Jaco Kriek's Ficus burtt-davyi, and my painting that depicted it at the River was the first painting that I did in this series. It was highly inspired by the South African artist Jenny Reinecke from the Kalahari. Earlier this year, I participated in an exhibition that was in a gallery in Pretoria, and at the same time of the exhibition that I participated in, Jenny Reinecke's paintings were also in the gallery space. I was highly inspired by her color palette, and I literally, after seeing her artworks, went home and started painting immediately. And her color palettes highly inspired my depiction of Jaco Kriek's burtt-davyi at the River.
Good day, I'm Jaco Kriek. I'm from the Pretoria Bonsai Kai, and I'm very honored that Liam chose one of my trees to do a painting of, which is a Ficus burtt-davyi. I originally got the tree from a friend in Namibia as a little cutting, and I've been growing it since on a rock. And it's one of the species that makes minute little leaves, which is perfectly suited for bonsai. So I'm very proud of the tree, and I'm very honored that a painting was made of it.
Earlier this year, you might have watched the video. I visited the Kimberley Bonsai Kai. When visiting the private collection of the Kimberley Bonsai Kai chairman Kwet van der Merwe, I came across this tree which highly inspired me. The Vachellia species is not an easy species for bonsai, and not a species that you see a lot, but they grow in abundance in that area. And this tree was an example of its success being used in that area. The club indicated to me that next year is their 50th anniversary, and they asked if I would contribute to their birthday with a present. I obliged, and I depicted this tree at the Kimberley Hole, and this painting is the only painting in the series not for sale, as it is going to be gifted to the club for their 50th birthday.
Hi Liam, I'm Werner Hoek. I'm one of the members of Kimberley Bonsai Kai, and I like to speak about this tree as a commemoration with one of Liam's paintings. Originally started by Ethel Fisher, that was given to Mary Turner, that was one of the founding members of our Kimberley Bonsai Kai. And this tree has initially been destined to be a semi-cascade, but Mary Turner saw some potential and decided to give it a major cutback and restarted it as a literati style. And in 2018, this tree began its new journey as a literati. It was given to Kwet van der Merwe, our chairman of our current club member, and this tree is had a incident about in 2023 where it almost died, but it recovered and now on display with Liam's painting. This is the painting that Liam has painted, and he was so generous to donate it to our club in commemoration of Mary Turner and Ethel Fisher, and our 50th anniversary next year in Kimberley.
I first saw this Buddleja at a brat meeting, and it was possibly one of the most beautiful trees that I ever saw. When I approached Hannes about exhibiting the tree with the painting, Hannes indicated to me that it was dug in Bloemfontein. At the time that I was painting this, I had the opportunity to go visit Bloemfontein. And I was able to use first-hand inspiration to create this artwork and to create a depiction of where the tree would have been dug in Bloemfontein. Let's go.
Hello, my name is Fritz. This is my Buddleja. This tree was collected in Bloemfontein, Free State, about 8 years ago. It was actually Stefann's tree, because we both collected one and mine died and I took his. And Richard Wright did the carving for me. I paired him with another tree, and I think it is worth it for both of us. And then I did the initial styling, I would say about 2 years ago. And Liam asked me to bring this tree to go with the beautiful painting that he did. And that's incredible work. Thank you for that, Liam. But this tree is far from done. It needs another 2 to 3 years just to fill in a bit more. And I need to lime sulfur it again, and I need to take the wire off. So it's not completely show ready, but I appreciate you asking me for this tree, and I'm glad to have it here.
This white stinkwood that I decided to capture in Pretoria was highly inspired by Stefann Pretorius' tree. I chose at the time that I was doing this painting, it was early winter in Pretoria. And early winters in Pretoria are very unique and have their own beauty. And the aim of this painting was to capture my own environment and my own home during that season.
Hello, my name is Stefann Pretorius. I'm from Sacred Bonsai Kai in Heidelberg. I just want to talk to you about this little tree that I grew from a sapling. It's about 10 years old. It's a Celtis sinensis. It's not a Celtis africana. A Celtis africana is a very difficult tree to get ramification, and it takes a long time to grow. So sinensis is a better choice. The choice of pot is a pot that I made myself. I like a natural looking pot. And then I also like, the reason why I like this little tree is you can display it in 3 seasons. So I like to show my Celtis trees in winter. The way that I grew it, I first grew a whip. I cut it down and I hedge cutted it while it was still in a growing pot for about 5 years. After 5 years, in winter, when there was no foliage, I started eliminating all the other branches that I don't need. I let it grow out again, and then I pruned it back. And for the show, I would prune to every second leaf. And yes, and it usually looks very good if you give it a total defoliage before a show. Then you get these small little leaves. And yes, so you can see it's got nice root structure. There's a little bit of moss there, and the ground cover is also complemented by the pot.
The wild olive has a widespread all over South Africa, and to only keep into the theme of a road trip through South Africa, it made a logical sense that the location would be in Rustenburg. The moodiness of a cloudy sky and the dynamic angles anchored by the solid wild olive was the atmosphere I was trying to capture by this painting.
Hi, my name is Jonathan Cain. I am president of African Bonsai Association, which falls under World Bonsai Friendship Federation, and I act as the secretary to World Bonsai Friendship Federation as well, and the director for Africa. I have a tree here that I bought many years ago, perhaps about 20 years ago, and it is a wild olive. And it was very pointy, and when we looked at it, we didn't like the shape of it because we thought wild olives in nature were far more rounded with their crown than was depicted to the tree that we received. So what we did, we chopped off the head and we cut it down and we flattened the top to give it more of a broom style top. And then only last year, Liam and myself met up, and he had a picture of an olive that he had painted, and we looked at our tree and they looked like they were identical. So for me, it was really something that's inspired us. We get inspired through nature, and here is a painting that's inspired by nature and a bonsai that's inspired by nature. Very unique and very fulfilling in what we're trying to do.
Kai, Org Exley is not available at the moment to speak about his tree, so I'm going to speak about his tree on his behalf. This baobab, like most of the baobabs in South Africa, came from Musina itself. Org acquired it from a grower of baobab in Musina when it was already in a pot. This might have been about 20 years ago. The grower of the baobabs did not want to make the exchange for money. And Org persisted to get these baobabs from this grower and eventually won by doing a trade. And Org was able to convince this grower to part with the many baobabs that he had by exchanging with bougainvillea bonsais that Org had to exchange with him. Another artwork on display at the convention was this scroll. The owner of this bonsai, Gary House, commissioned my mother-in-law, Di Metcalf, and I to create a very particular scroll that Gary had in mind. Having said that, he did give us a lot of artistic freedom, and this Premna Moyensis by Gary House won the best tree on show. Hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching. For more related content on this convention, be sure to watch the channel Bonsai with Romano.